It is the opening round, it is knife round, and some interesting strats here from Crack Clan.
You know, I'm actually going to drop it onto Ben because Ben is actually fairly handy with a knife, so
he is.
I'm expecting him to pick up perhaps a couple of kills here. Luke is going to be repping Hash Plow as well now. MX has been dropped, so looks like Luke is going to grab himself a knife kill, so I suppose he's got a positive KDR already. This Has picks up one. Goat is going to actually reply, but Beta comes up with the final one. And I think Beta has been the story of this Crack Clan outfit. He's been absolutely on fire in recent memory. Thinking back to the UKESA games that I covered, he's just been dropping bombs, Red.
Yeah, it's a strange thing with old Tom. He's, for me, he's always been a good player, but unfortunately just got a bad rep when he joined Four Kings a couple of years back and never really shook off that tag as being the guy that couldn't make it. And yet, for me, he was still a strong player. And it obviously got dropped when they made London Mint. He only survived a season in the CGS and was then replaced. And I actually thought that was genuinely unfair in terms of his talent level, if not for the fact that he gelled with the rest of the team. So I think unfairly he picked up a rep as being not too clever in Source. But actually, you're right, he's been completely taking heads off all over the place in the last sort of, I think probably going back 12 months, really. And for me, is definitely the most improved player over the last 18.
Yeah, how much fuel for fire does the criticism actually create for Beta to actually go out and you know, top frag?
I think there is some of that, I think, for him. He's not, well, he's going to have top frag here for almost certainty. He's got to. Couldn't pick up the last two. MX will pick up the virtual crumbs, which is in his name, oddly, for the last kills. But, yeah, I think it certainly would fire him up. I mean, there was a lot of doubters around. His name was Mud in certain circles. And I think most of it unfairly, unfortunately. A lot will be harped on about the swing that he made at a certain LAN. And I just think he got given a bad rep unfairly, and now he's absolutely tearing things apart. He's got a triple up top. That's number 4. See ya. And Crack Clan, well, they don't need Luke or Ben because they've got Beta.
No, at 4 kills, nice eco bash coming in. That's going to give his ego a huge boost. So I think probably Erratic here just going to be looking to try and neutralize Beta, because once you've taken Beta out, it's going to leave that inside site completely open to attacking against Luke and Ben as well. But then again, Luke and Ben aren't exactly bad. I mean, if they were actually playing in, you know, a team competitively, then perhaps a better chance. Oh, Baldrick with 2 headshots. Eventually going to be shut down by Goat, but damage has been done though with that MP5, and he got his money's worth out of that $1,500.
I think you know what will happen, don't you? We'll be calling, and Luke or Ben will go absolutely insane, as Luke almost did there, and they'll then rip that, put it on YouTube. That'll be their life's work.
Most definitely.
I mean, I jest, of course. Luke played really competitively in Battlefield, did very well, has won several tournaments at Battlefield over the years, and Ben's no slouch, you know. I remember back in 2004, I think it was, at a CPL winter, I believe, 2004. He finished top 24.
Yeah,
Painkiller. Yeah. So you know he's no slouch. He's been plenty of big clans and he's played for plenty of big clans. And whilst he might not have been, you know, Succubus or Fatality, he can hold his own.
He certainly can. But yeah, I mean, when you got Beta, you don't really need anybody to hold anything, because well, you're going to be pretty much lofted above Beta's shoulders, and we can see that right now with the 3-0 scoreline. Do you think this is going to be another drubbing here, even with Baldrick and
absolutely.
And Ben?
You know, you can replace 2 star players with 2, with all due respect, guys, relatively average players. I'm sure they won't mind me calling them that in comparison to their teammates, but and still win comfortably. I think it'll be a little bit different when they switch round. I mean, obviously this being a CT map as well is helping Crack Clan right now. I guess they're probably thinking they hope they don't have to do too many rounds when they switch halves. And from that point of view, it won't matter whether they rush in or not. And, Dames, nearly picked up the knife. He's going to go for a second time. Couldn't pick it up. And then we'll get shot down by MX. And actually, that was pretty cheeky, Jake.
I hope MX was flashed or something, though, because that showed a lack of game sense. I'm sure that he must have been flashed.
I'm pretty certain he was flashed. Didn't even know he'd gone up the ladder until he'd got up there. And by then, it was almost too late. Slayer?
Let's just check. It's going to be Ben. 0 and 1. But then again, we got Cool Edge. He's on 0 and 4. So I suppose as long as Ben outperforms the bottom fragger of the other team, then he can take some solace from that, can't he?
You may say that. I'm not going to give him that. Sorry. I want him to at least have positive KD. I think that's the only way he can escape with face from this game. So 4-0 then after 4 CT biased halves from Crackland. Luke will plough that one into Coolidge, and Has picks up another one with a headshot from the AWP on Goat. There'll be another one here with a no. Ben not able to pick up that frag. It was a Slayer attack as well, and he didn't pick it up. Dames picks the frag, and Siramu now gets his first of the game, second of the game as well. Dames now picking up another. That's a second in a row, and suddenly Crackland are under a bit of pressure here. MX to save the day.
As you can see, those bomb sites are completely open here, so if Mofo can actually break out through Z connector here, he could actually get that plant. You see that the bomb is down at this point. Dames is going to be making his way back to try and pick it up here from the side, so I suppose if they can pick the bomb up, they could always go towards the outside train, get that plant and then defend it, but he's still got MX to deal with. As you can see, MX with the AWP misses a close range shot. First round on the board for Erratic. And, you know, one thing that I would like to point out, is that 4?
I think that was a 4-man by Dames, you know. It might have even been
1, 2, 3. Yeah, 4. He got the kill to Ben, Has, Luke, and MX. So nice little George Foreman there for Dames. But, you know, at this point, I don't think Crackland are going to be too bothered about round difference, are they?
You wouldn't have thought so, unless they start losing 3 or 4 in a row, and then that could be painful. But no, normality returned in round number 6 thanks to MX's AWP. They should pick up another one here. Has is going to wait and then pick off Dames with the headshot. That'll get rid of the nuisance that they had from the previous round. And the only man to reply so far with an AK is Goat. So looking good, looking better this round. And they've really got to be careful, though, that they don't get too sloppy, too casual and too cocky.
You can see we got Ledge actually out onto the bomb train, but no bomb to speak of, so he's going to go back through Z connector. The bomb does go down. That's going to be on the inside side from Mofo, so a bit of a cheeky plant there, but as you can see, Coolidge is going to make his way back now. He does grab the headshot onto MX. Has still in play, though. He's going to be on the bomb here. Is he going to go for the full defuse? No, he's going to back off from it. Obviously knows that Ledge is going to be making his way forward here. And Ledge did spot, but Has picks up a nice AWP shot, though. That's going to be a nice, easy defuse, so it's going to go 5-1 here. And Crackland seem to be just... They seem to be just chillaxing. They seem to be quite comfortable, don't they?
Yeah, I've just realised, you know, that actually those guys are right behind us.
That's only just occurred to me.
Yeah, they're right behind us. I think they were a bit sort of taken aback by Haz's AWP in that last round. Well, like a boss, he says in his tag, and he was like a boss last round. 5-1. And as I said before, really, all you want to do in these group games is really not give away too many rounds. Have a bit of fun, enjoy it. If you're the top clan, that is, of course. And if you're the non-seeded team in the group, if you like, then really all you're looking to do is gain some experience.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the I-Series is an experience in its own right, even if you don't actually, you know, place and take money home. It's not always about the winning. Sometimes it's about the taking part for some of these teams, and rightfully so.
Do you know what? I don't even think it's about taking part with these guys. I mean, sometimes a clan like this will think we never really get a chance to test ourselves against a truly top 10 clan in the world, and here we are. We're playing one, and you know, it's a shop window. We're putting it out on Quad V. They're out on Source TV, and if you get one guy like Dame stood up with that 4-man, that's a huge round. I mean, forget YouTube videos for a moment. This guy has a great big game here. Suddenly, another team takes a look at the guy, and who knows? He finds himself in a slightly better team that helps him up the ladder. So, you know, good players don't just materialise, they come from smaller clans, and it's a great shop window for him.
Ben breaking out the Swalls binds. He's obviously got Corin's config, so going to be interesting. He was obviously blown. We just got a message from Max Goody, another member of #Plow, of course. It looks like Coolidge is going to be making his way through side here. He's managed to pick up the headshot onto Beta as well. Nicely done. You can see he's actually got all the way out, so he has broached onto the outside site here. Bomb is going to be moving in that general direction as well. You can see we got Has making his way back. Ben's going to pick up the frag onto Goat, though. Mofo going to reply onto Has. Let's find out where Ben is. Ben actually underneath the trains here. He's going to be playing from side. He's going to be hella flash, though. He's going to force him away from side. Let's see if anybody did push side at that point. Yep, they did. They're out on side here as Ben opens up the T side of mid. HE comes in towards his position. He's going to be taken down, but as we can see, MX still in play here, and anytime you've got MX in play, it's a distinct threat, isn't it, Paul?
Yeah, 8 rounds in. Are we got a kill on the board yet for Ben?
I believe we have. We've got 2.
All right, okay. I'll take it all back. I was about to call him Slayer of a Slayer, but no, never mind. 6-1. Wow, Mofo will pick up another round. They enjoyed that as well. They're just behind us, as I said. And that's 2 rounds on the board, T side. I mean, all joking aside, if you were a decent team and you'd taken 2 of the first 8 rounds on train as T, you'd be reasonably happy with that.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, it is a heavily CT bias map, of course. You're looking at 10, 5, 11, 4. If this was the full Crackland outfit, they'd probably be 15-0, to be quite honest. Dames with that opening shot. Oh, Coolidge as well.
Dames has actually pulled off some really sweet shots. through this game. And as I said about shot windows, he's one of the players that really has made me sort of go, hang on, this guy's pretty useful.
Well, here we can see we got Mofo actually falling back from white halls, so Luke's going to grab himself a kill as well, so obviously proving that he's not completely useless. Mofo going to open up with the AK. He does manage to drop MX as well, so no mean feat here from Mofo. He's got 2 great kills so far. We do have Baldric up in the Eagle's nest. Let's see if he can actually defend his position here, because it does look like actually Mofo's going to fall back up into the white halls here. Seems like he's kind of got the headless chicken strap going on.
I'm not sure if I'm indecisive or not. That's what he's in right now. I'm not sure if I'm indecisive or not. Up ladder, trying to confuse. And funnily enough, Luke's still sitting up there, and he hasn't spotted him. Was actually facing the wrong way. And I guess 0 out of 10 for game sense for Luke on that round.
Well, he is a BF player. If it's not a tank, he's probably not going to see it. So
eyesight problems, perhaps. Yeah, who knows? So this is actually a 1v1 as well. So got to be careful here. 17 seconds remaining as well. Bomb not in hand, and Luke will smack down Mofo for a 7-2 lead. That's a crucial round, Jay. It would have been 6-3. Instead, it's 7-2, and Luke. Well, if you're not going to clutch in a mix, when are you going to clutch? Very true, very true. And you know, not only that, it resets Erratic's cash here. So Erratic going to be hurting for cash, and you would imagine they're going to be full. Are they going to be fully Star play. Some would call that plow play.
Oh, definitely play that. If that skill was a number, it would be 14 to say the least. Mofo with the grenade out down side. Let's just check if there's anybody there. There is going to be somebody there. It's going to be Haz. He does get hit with the HE coming in. So we see Ben there with the backup, the M4. He's going to pick up 2 and 3. Nicely done. I think you got to say that Haz was the bait in that situation, but Ben with the backup.
It was definitely baiting. Either that or the players walking through that edge, the narrow hallways were all blound.
Distinct possibility of being completely
possibly.
Blown. Let's take a look at your top scorers. Haz 13 and 5 at this point, way above a 2-to-1 kill to death ratio. Beta on 12 and 5, so he's above 2-to-1 as well. MX 10 and 4. Luke and Ben equal fragging though, and it's a positive KDR as well.
That's what I said. You know. I'm their plow manager now. I've got my plow manager hat on, and I sent them out there and I said, lads, we want positive KD.
Well, I don't know if you picked that up on the microphones. Hopefully
let's hope not. It was relatively rude.
Obviously complaining about registration. It's LAN. How can you complain about reg on LAN? Seriously. Haz going to be moving forward. He is going to be flashed though. MX set to move in, and he does pick up the headshot to Mofo. Not much that could really be done against 2 players the caliber of Haz and MX. So it's now a 9-2 scoreline, and a possibility of this going sort of 13-2 here, Red.
Yeah, well, yeah, possibly 13-2, but I think at the moment so far they're going to be relatively pleased with the fact that they've only let 2 rounds in. I mean, you know, let's be honest. 2 rounds T-side on this particular map train after 15 wouldn't be particularly useful, but against Crack Clan, I think they'll take it.
You know, I'm kind of surprised that Ben hasn't broke out the M3 yet. We need to either see the LOL cannon, the para, or the M3.
Yeah, we might actually have to prompt him.
In fact, you know what? The next time he dies, I will type in that you have to buy an M3 or a LOL cannon. Perhaps even a TMP if he's feeling a little bit, you know, a little bit sassy. But I would like to see him rock the M3 because we've seen that many a time, and he's actually not too bad with it. So,
not too bad. I think he's in gathers. He's a pain.
Either that or exclusively Glocks, because he always does go on about how much he loves the Glock. So it would be nice to see him perhaps play the second half just buying Glocks. Well, they'll be on the T side, I suppose, so he won't have to buy the Glock. No. But yeah, you get what I'm saying. At the very least.
I kind of understand what you mean. But you're also seemingly having a bit of a plow moment as well.
Well, Luke here with the he's bought the AWP. I think we should probably tell him that he can't AWP from previous experience, but. Oh, well, it doesn't matter when he's got 3 of the caliber players.
He's going to prove us wrong now as well. You know that, don't you?
Well, he does have a nasty habit every time that you kind of slam him on vent that he sort of comes back and picks up, you know, cheeky free man here and there, but then he'll go runs like where he doesn't frag at all.
Well, last 2 men alive that round were
Ben and Luke.
Ben and Luke. Would you believe it? And they haven't really done what we forecast they might do yet, have they? They haven't found that rushing inside is going to work.
To be quite honest, Crackland just seem to be running rough shot over them, really. I mean, they don't really seem to be playing any sort of standard positions. It's just, let's get the frags. I mean, Haz has been on side pretty much the whole time. Ben's been fairly close to him, but it doesn't seem like they were playing the positions that were called, at least to me. I mean, I was told that Luke and Ben were both going to play inside. I think Crackland probably overwrote that, though. Nice headshot Cool Edge being dealt 458 damage to the top of his head. MX is also going to pick up the ARC kill. It's going to be Dame's drop, and you can see that Haz is actually pushed down the side. He's going to grab the second kill. This is just absolute decimation. We got City actually in the white halls. Mofo going T-side of mid, so he just spotted the ARP. I'm guessing that's going to be... Is that going to be Luke?
I think that was...
No, Luke's actually working his way around the back.
No, it's probably Beta, actually. Then, yeah, Mofo's going to pick up that. He's going to get a second on Luke here, but Ben finally finishing him off after baiting twice. And that'll make it a 2-on-1. Actually, sorry, 3-on-1. And they should be able to finish this one, although Cinnamon picked up the frag on Beta. Has locks him down. And that'll be 11-2. 2 to go, and it is relatively comfortable now. Yeah,
the victory is pretty much assured at this point. And obviously, from talking to Luke and Ben before, they said that if it was a close game, that they would sub out at halftime. So it's not really a particularly close game. In fact, let's just check on their scores. Ben's actually 9-6, so he's got a 1.3 KDR. Luke's just sort of hanging behind that, but still holding his own, I suppose you could say. Beta with the headshots going to start the round off here for Crackland. This is exactly what I was talking about. They just seem to be playing with overwhelming aggression. Dames is going to drop him with the deagle, but as you can see, really, how do you deal with 3 players of that caliber when they've been playing real hard together as well? I mean, over the past 6 weeks, how many hours do you think Crackland have been putting in?
I dread to think. And what's great about it is they are one of the most stable lineups as well. Whereas a lot of teams, and my own included, have changed players numerous times. As Luke decides he's going to. He's going to pick up a positive KDR here thanks to the diffuse. I'm not sure if I'm going to count that or not.
Charity frags.
Yeah, charity frags indeed for Luke, which I think that puts him on 7 now. Yeah, so interesting. I think he lost a frag in that. I think that was a team kill, Let
me just go back and check. If it was, I missed it.
Maybe.
Luke killed... No, he actually killed the Dames.
He picked one up. All right, I'll let him off.
I have to say that this so far from Crackland has been very, very ARP heavy. It'll be interesting to see if they actually play skill teams this way, because playing 2 ARPs on train, I've seen it done by teams like Dignitas with Mangia Kappa and Sam as well back in I-34, but Crackland usually tend to play with rifles. I mean, it's very rare that you do see them go for 2 ARPs, isn't it, Rad?
Yeah, it is, as Beta is cut down by Goat with the AK. Ben making his way through the Z hallways back to inside. They've pushed upper as well here, although Haz and MX have shut them both down, and that'll be the end of that little attack. They've got one more, in fact 2 more to find, make that no more to find. Goat and Mofo both gone, and that'll be that. 13-2 at the half, as expected. Good half from both, and I eat my hat because both Ben and Luke, I think, finished with a positive or at least level KDR. Yeah,
well, the last time I checked on Ben, he was 9-6 and Baldrick was 7-7. So at
we'll
least neutral KDRs.
We'll give them that.
Then again, CT side, so.
Yeah, well, we'll see how they get on T side. Gab, question mark?
Oh, it could be a good call. Could be a good call. Let's see if they actually. I think no, they're never going to put Luke on entry. They're not live. That makes sense. Yeah, I was going to say you'd never ever want to enter a bomb site with Luke when you've got Haz and the players of that caliber to actually get that entry frag. Well, pistol round and, the 2 eco bash rounds will win this game here for Crackland, won't they, Rad?
Yeah, and you would expect them to take it. I mean, their strat should be strong enough to push inside, go quickly, surprise them. They've pushed 2 outside on side alley as well here. So if this is a fast push from Crack, they should be able to blast into this bomb site on the inside. They have done. MX mid-air headshot on Dames, and that should be that. They should be able to lock this inside bomb site down, get that bomb planted. And that'll be that as far as Crackland are concerned. Haz is going to pick himself up 2. Goat, the only man to reply. And Mofo now, is all he's got is a deagle up in heaven here, and he's just going to save, I guess. Lovely little shot on Beta as well. And we'll now have to work a little bit harder to save that gun. Won't be able to do so. 1 man remaining. And has dealt with Ben. And has now had to back away inside. It's a 2v1. Bomb is ticking away. I don't think he's got a chance of getting this back, so I don't think it's a particular problem in terms of the bomb going off. Oh, there's the bomb. It has actually been picked up by Haz. I thought that had been planted. My mistake. I haven't got game sounds from the game, so unfortunately I had no idea whether it had been put down or not. At the moment, Haz has bomb in hand. 30 seconds remaining, and I think, Jay, he just spotted him going back to Z hallways. Yes, he did, and now he's going to make his way forward towards him. Instead of backing away, and has a win the round. I don't know what went on there. Actually, I thought I'd heard the... didn't think I'd heard the bomb, but obviously it was just my bad hearing, old age.
Well, 14-2 now the scoreline. Crackland in pretty much cruise control.
Oh my.
We're going to see the MP5s and the Galils come to burr here.
Can I just... Sorry, Jay. Can I share something with you?
Go ahead.
I've just been pointed out that there's a team in COD 4 in a group stage, is in Group G. Go and check it out. They're called Gary Glitter's Under 14s.
Oh.
I'm deeply shocked.
It's quite
disturbing. It is just the least I can say about that. Well, that's 15. So one more then. They will play out, of course, because it is the group stage. They'll need every round, but we'll end this if they win the next round. And I don't know. Maybe D-Man wants to cover one of those other teams. We'll see.
I believe the CSS is going to be running until 8:30, so we should have more coverage of either COD 4, the Rustlers 5,000 euro tournament, or the CSS 5,000 euros tournament, which is sponsored by Multiplayer, of course.
As ever.
Yeah, as ever, definitely. Yeah, they do show a lot of support for the UK CSS scene now. Has with double headshots, triple headshots. Goat going to get dropped as well, and that's pretty much the outside side, completely overwhelmed. Now we've got Baldrick just sweeping through catwalk here. So Dame's just playing underneath the trains, and it seems to me that Erratic, if they play as passively as they are, they're usually good for a frag, but as soon as Crackland make any kind of positional advantage, that's pretty much GG, and it is GG now, 16-2. We did say that we were going to leave this game because these are just dead runs at this point. Crackland pretty much assured to go through in their group, aren't they?
Absolutely, yeah. Well played, Crackland. No real problem with making their way through. 16-2, and that'll be that.